Can you feel it? That weight, that sense that you're running in circles, stuck in a routine that's getting you nowhere. What if I told you that feeling isn't just your imagination, that you are, in fact, trapped, but not by chains or walls? You're trapped in an illusion, and the chaos in your life, the mess, the missed deadlines, the anxiety, is the sound of your own soul banging against the bars, trying to break free. This isn't a theory. It's ancient knowledge, preserved for millennia. Wise ones like Thoth, the scribe of the Egyptian gods, knew that the universe sends messages, and the disorder in your life is the most important message you could ever receive. It's a sign that a version of you, a version that's already free, prosperous and fulfilled, your future self, is trying to show you the way out. But the noise of your daily chaos is drowning out its voice. This message contains a code, the key to unlocking a quantum shift so powerful that it realigns your reality. And the first step to decoding this message isn't meditating for hours or performing some complex ritual. It's something right in front of you, forcing yourself to organize your life. Because organization, the way the ancients practiced it, isn't about tidiness. It's about bending reality. And when you understand how to do that, your life will never be the same. If you feel like it's time to decode this message, comment, "I'm ready to hear my future self." Birth is not the beginning of life, only of an individual consciousness. The transition to another state is not death, only the end of that consciousness. The ancient Egyptian sages, guided by the wisdom of Thoth, the master of time and knowledge, understood the universe as a symphony of patterns. To them, chaos was not the absence of order, but a complex pattern that most people have not yet learned to read. It arises when your current life deviates drastically from the timeline of your highest potential. This dissonance, this friction between where you are and where you could be, creates an energetic blockage that physically manifests as disorder, mental confusion, and a paralyzing sense of stagnation in your life. You don't need another motivational video or a new to-do list to fix this. What you need is a decoder, a key to tune into the correct frequency and finally hear what your higher self is trying to tell you. This message contains the map, the step-by-step guide to unlock the quantum shift that will restructure your existence. It's not about a random miracle or a stroke of luck, but the application of a precise spiritual technology, a knowledge that has been preserved by initiates in the mystery schools for millennia. Organization in this context goes beyond the simple task of tidying up. It becomes the first ritualistic act of becoming the master of your own reality, a magician capable of aligning the energies around you to manifest your desires. It is the first step to turning the lead of your chaotic life into the gold of a life filled with purpose and clarity. With your own hands, you are building the antenna that will receive the wisdom meant for you, proving to the universe that you are ready to receive what is rightfully yours. This journey of alignment begins with a specific protocol, a method that Thoth recorded to decode this cosmic transmission. The first step is so fundamental and yet so overlooked that it lies right under your nose, in the environment where you live every day. It involves transforming your physical space, your home, into a true temple, a quantum antenna. What the ancient Egyptians did with their objects and spaces goes far beyond simple cleaning. It was an act of magic that prepared the ground for manifestation. What the ancients knew is that your physical environment is not a passive backdrop to your life. It is an active participant in your energetic reality. Thoth's secret protocol for tuning into the message from your future self begins with a powerful act that you can perform right now: conscious organization. For the Egyptian priests, organizing a space wasn't a domestic task, but a sacred ritual of quantum alignment. Every object in your room, on your desk, in your home, is not just inert matter. It pulses, emits a vibrational frequency that constantly interacts with your own energy field. When your environment is steeped in disorder, with scattered objects, accumulated dust, and things out of place, the frequencies of these items clash. They create a real energetic noise, a vibrational cacophony that distorts and blocks any subtle communication coming from higher planes. By organizing your space, you're not just cleaning up dirt, you're silencing that noise. You are tuning your energy field, transforming it from a static-filled receiver into a crystal-clear antenna, ready to pick up a direct and clear transmission from your higher self. Thoth taught that the universe operates under a law of divine order, a sacred mathematics. By assigning a specific place for each object, you're not being rigid or obsessive. You're applying this law in your microcosm, a tool that is always at hand when you need it, an important book resting on your shelf, a clean and uncluttered workspace. All of this creates a sacred geometry in your environment. This geometry works as a channel, inviting the energy of progress, clarity, and inspiration to flow without obstacles, nourishing your mind and spirit. Think about it. You seek mental clarity to make important decisions, but you live surrounded by visual chaos that screams distraction. You long for more energy to chase your dreams, but your own physical space drains your life force before the day even begins. It's time to change that. Transform your room, your house, your workplace into a temple. A personal sanctuary dedicated not to an external God, but to the manifestation of your highest self. This is the first and most crucial level of the protocol, the preparation of the vessel, the container that will hold your transformation. As you carry out this conscious organization, something magical begins to happen. You realize that the disorder you tolerated on the outside was just a perfect mirror of the chaos you accepted and nurtured on the inside. The external tidying sparks a deep internal purification process. Your mind calms, anxiety lessens, and a new space opens for your intuition to flourish. You are literally building, with your own hands, the physical support system that will sustain your quantum transformation journey, showing the universe that you are ready. However, having a perfectly aligned space is only the beginning, the foundation upon which everything else will be built. Your antenna is ready, but the signal can still be corrupted by a powerful and often invisible interference. The next step of Thoth's protocol involves something that can exponentially accelerate your progress or completely destroy it. It's an invisible force field that surrounds you every day and silently shapes your destiny, the people you choose to relate to. The invisible force field that controls your life. Even if your space becomes a temple of order and your environment a perfectly tuned antenna, all your effort can be in vain if you're immersed in an ocean of toxic energy. Your progress will feel like trying to swim against a raging, relentless current. Thoth, in his wisdom, taught that human beings are not islands. We are like biological antennas, constantly transmitting and receiving frequencies from one another. The people you spend time with form a collective energy field, a morphogenetic field that subtly influences your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately your destiny. The Hermetic law, as above, so below, as within, so without, applies perfectly here. The chaos, drama, and negativity in your relationships reflect and amplify the chaos in your life, creating a vicious cycle of low vibration. You cannot expect to reach quantum clarity and tune into the message from your future self if your personal radio is constantly tuned to stations of complaining, gossip, fear, and victimhood. These dense frequencies simply override and cancel out any subtle and elevated signals trying to reach you. It's time to take an honest and courageous energetic inventory of your relationships. Look at each person in your life not with judgment, but with discernment. Each individual acts as a quantum amplifier. They either raise your frequency, inspire you, speak of visions and possibilities, pushing you forward, or they act as energetic vampires, draining your life force, feeding your doubts, and keeping you stuck in old patterns of behavior and thought. Protecting your energy is not an act of selfishness. It's a sacred responsibility you have to your life's purpose. Learning to establish clear and healthy boundaries is one of the most spiritual skills you can develop. Every time you say no to an invitation, a conversation, or a situation that doesn't resonate with your soul and with the person you are becoming, you are actually saying a powerful yes to your own evolution. Every time you allow yourself to be pulled into an interaction that diminishes you, that leaves you drained or negative, you are actively sabotaging your connection and communication with your highest version. Cleansing and purifying your social circle is therefore one of the fastest and most effective forms of quantum purification. It's not about abandoning people, but about consciously choosing where you invest your time and energy. Actively seek the company of individuals who live with intention, who challenge you to grow, who celebrate your victories, and who already vibrate at the frequency you wish to reach. By surrounding yourself with this energy, you begin to absorb it through osmosis, and their environment becomes a catalyst for your own awakening. Now that your physical space is aligned and your relationships are being consciously chosen to nourish your growth, you are ready to master the next element, perhaps the most deceptive and elusive of them all. It's a resource that everyone possesses, but few truly control. Thoth called it the key of time, and learning to use it properly is what separates amateurs who react to life from masters who create their own reality. Mastering the key of time doesn't mean buying a more expensive planner or learning a new productivity app. It is a deep understanding that transforms your time management from a stressful obligation into a spiritual practice of manifestation. Most of us live as prisoners of the illusion of linear time, a relentless succession of moments slipping through our fingers, leaving us constantly feeling like there's never enough time. But Thoth taught something radically different. Time is quantum, an infinite field of possibilities that can be shaped and directed by your focused intention. Organizing your day from this new perspective is no longer about filling every minute with tasks and obligations. It's about consciously creating dimensional portals through rituals and intention. The first hour of your morning, for example, stops being a frantic race against the clock. It becomes a sacred moment, a temporal altar where you set the vibrational frequency for the next 24 hours. The activities you choose for this time, whether meditating, journaling, visualizing, or exercising, are not just healthy habits. They are powerful enchantments that program your reality and inform the universe how you want your day to unfold. The ancient Egyptians, builders of wonders that defy time, lived in deep sync with the great cosmic cycles. The sunrise and sunset, the phases of the moon, the movement of stars across the sky, none of this was merely an astronomical event. They knew that aligning their earthly activities with these natural rhythms massively amplified their power of creation and manifestation. Your calendar, then, should not be a cold list of obligations, but a stellar map of your own life, where each block of time is consecrated to a specific intention, whether it's to create, to learn, to rest, or to connect. By adopting this practice, you stop being a victim of circumstance, passively reacting to whatever the day throws at you. You become the active director of the flow of time, the conductor of your own existential symphony. Every note, every pause, every movement of your day contributes to the masterpiece that is your life, conducted by you. By taking the reins of your time, you reclaim a tremendous power that, without realizing it, you had handed over to chance, to the urgency of others, and to the distractions of the modern world. You are, in fact, learning to bend reality in your favor. This discipline doesn't turn you into a cold, lifeless robot. On the contrary, it makes you a truly free human being, free from the tyranny of urgency that creates anxiety, free from the guilt of procrastination that drains your energy, and free from the bitter regret of lost time that will never return. You begin to operate from a center of peace and clarity, with the confidence that every action you take, no matter how small, is building, brick by brick, the magnificent future you have consciously chosen for yourself. You are no longer just a passenger being carried by the current of the river of time. You become the navigator, adjusting the sails of your boat to catch the winds of destiny and steer them toward the desired harbor. But even with your space, your relationships, and your time under control, a fundamental and often frightening question emerges from the silence. What should I be doing with my life? The answer, according to Thoth's wisdom, is not out there. It already lives within you, like a secret mission implanted in your soul before you were even born. The secret mission implanted in your DNA. At the deepest core of your being, within your very spiritual DNA, lies a coded purpose, a unique and non-transferable mission that your soul chose to fulfill in this lifetime. This is not a poetic metaphor or an abstract idea meant to make you feel good. It is a real energetic imprint, a specific frequency that your future self, your highest consciousness, implanted into your essence before you were even born. This purpose functions as an infallible inner compass, a true magnetic north that, when followed, aligns every area of your life with almost divine precision. That feeling of emptiness, of lack of direction, of something missing even when everything seems fine, which haunts so many people, is the direct symptom of ignoring this internal programming. It is the pain of a soul trying to navigate the vast ocean of life without consulting the star map it designed for itself before embarking on this journey. Thoth taught that the legendary Akashic records, the universal library that holds the memory of all existence, are not in some distant ethereal plane, but rather coded within each of us, waiting patiently to be accessed and read. But how do you decode such a deep and personal message? The answer lies in learning to read the language of the universe, which communicates through signs, symbols, and synchronicities that it constantly places in your path. That coincidence that seems impossible. That book that falls off the shelf and opens to a specific page. That conversation you overhear that answers a question you had in your mind. None of it is random. These are breadcrumbs, clues left by your future self, forming a cosmic GPS that subtly guides you back to your true path. All the work you've done up until now, organizing your space, purifying your relationships, mastering your time, had a greater goal: to silence the deafening noise of the external world. It's only in this silence that you can finally begin to hear the soft and almost inaudible voice of your intuition. Intuition is your direct line of communication with your soul, the phone that connects you straight to the wisdom of your higher self. Your life purpose is not something you need to invent or create from scratch. It is something you need to remember, to unearth from beneath layers of social conditioning. The ultimate goal of every spiritual journey is the sacred alignment between your ego, your earthly personality with its fears and desires, and your soul, your eternal and divine essence. When your daily actions, your choices, and your thoughts are in perfect harmony with your coded purpose, life stops being a constant struggle and transforms into a graceful, effortless flow. The right doors open, the right people appear at the exact moment, and the resources you need flow toward you. You stop forcing things to happen and allow them to unfold according to a higher plan. However, simply discovering your purpose, having clarity about your mission, is useless if you don't know how to turn that ethereal vision into solid, tangible reality in the physical world. There is a spiritual technology, a specific quantum formula that Thoth and other masters used to manifest realities from the field of potential. And this formula involves a principle that modern science, at its cutting edge, is only just beginning to scratch the surface of and understand. Leading-edge science, through the mind-bending discoveries of quantum physics, is finally reaching the same conclusion that ancient spiritual masters like Thoth always knew. Consciousness doesn't just observe reality, it creates it. The universe we perceive as solid and fixed is not that at all. In fact, it is an infinite field of potential, a vibrant ocean of pure energy, waves waiting to be shaped by the directive force of consciousness. The quantum formula of manifestation is based on one fundamental and powerful principle: the collapse of the wave function. Imagine that for every desire you have, there are infinite versions of reality existing simultaneously as pure possibilities in the quantum field. The version where you are healthy, the version where you are prosperous, the version where you have found love. The collapse of the wave function means that out of all these infinite possibilities, the one that you are able to focus your attention on, and more importantly, your energy, is the one that ceases to be just a probability and materializes into your physical experience. You are a divine observer, and your conscious focus is what gives form to the world around you. Your main tool to direct this focus is visualization, not as a simple daydream or a fleeting positive thought, but as an act of deliberate and intense programming of the reality matrix. By creating a clear, vivid, and detailed mental image of what you want to manifest, feeling it with all your senses, you are, in fact, creating a precise energetic mold in the quantum field. You are giving the universe the exact coordinates of the destination you've chosen. But the mental image alone is not enough to activate the engine of creation. The true power, the fuel that drives the manifestation formula, lies in the combination of clear visualization with elevated emotion. Emotions are the universal language that the quantum field understands. They are the magnetic force that attracts and pulls into your physical reality the energetic mold you've created with your mind. Feeling joy, gratitude, relief, and love as if your desire were already a fulfilled reality is what effectively collapses the wave of probability into a particle of tangible experience. Emotion is what makes it all real. Thoth taught that the human heart is the great alchemical portal, the sacred bridge between the invisible world of thought and the visible world of form. When your mind, through visualization, and your heart, through emotion, are in perfect coherence, vibrating at the same frequency, you transcend the role of a mere inhabitant of reality and become a powerful creator. You're no longer asking or hoping for the universe to give you something. You are commanding, issuing a clear and undeniable vibrational order. You are aligning your personal vibration with the vibration of the reality you want. By the universal law of resonance, which states that like attracts like, that reality has no choice but to manifest in your life. However, even with the knowledge of this powerful formula, there remains a formidable obstacle, an invisible barrier that prevents 99% of people from applying it successfully. It's a silent gatekeeper that lives within you, something Thoth called the guardian of the threshold. And learning to overcome it is the true secret to unlocking absolutely everything. The secret to unlocking everything, overcoming the guardian. This is the turning point, the moment when all the pieces of the puzzle fall into place and the true depth of the message is revealed. The reason your future self insists so much on organizing your life is because it is your main weapon, your training tool to defeat your greatest and most treacherous enemy. And that enemy is not in the outside world. It's not a person, a circumstance, or the system. The guardian of the threshold is an immensely powerful force that resides within your own mind, your subconscious. Think of your subconscious as the gatekeeper of an ancient castle. It guards all your deepest beliefs, your most deeply rooted fears, and all the programming that has been installed in you since childhood. In your conscious mind, you may strongly desire success, love, and abundance. You may visualize and feel those realities with all your might. But if your subconscious, the guardian, is programmed with beliefs of lack, unworthiness, fear of failure or success, it will systematically sabotage all your efforts to protect the status quo it knows. This is where the magic of organization reveals itself in full. Every act of organization you've carried out until now, from tidying your room and managing your time to purifying your relationships, wasn't just about creating external order. It was spiritual warfare training. Every time you chose order over chaos, discipline over procrastination, you were, without realizing it, rewriting the old codes in your subconscious. You were weakening the power of the guardian and showing it a new way to operate. Every small victory over disorder was proof, on a deep and non-verbal level, that you are worthy of clarity, that you are capable of controlling your reality, and that you are the master of your own house. The practice of organization forces you to confront your own excuses, to look at your inertia and replace it, act by act, with intentional and focused action. You are training your mind to obey a new master, your awakened consciousness, no longer the old programs of self-sabotage. The final test your future self places in your path, the trial by fire of your mastery in the material world, is mastery over your finances. In our modern world, few areas of life are as loaded with fear, anxiety, guilt, and limiting beliefs as money. But Thoth's wisdom teaches us to see beyond the illusion. Money is not inherently good or bad, it is simply crystallized energy. A neutral symbol of the value you create, exchange, and contribute to the world. Your financial reality, then, is a perfect and unrelenting mirror of your internal energetic alignment. If you live in a constant state of lack, always worried about the next bill, it's because, on some deep subconscious level, you believe in scarcity as a fundamental truth. If you struggle with debt and always feel behind, it's because, on some level, you carry a sense of debt toward the universe, a belief that you are not worthy. Mastering your finances has nothing to do with becoming greedy or materialistic. It's about proving to yourself and to the cosmos that you are a trustworthy and responsible steward of the energy of abundance. Just as you applied organization to your space, your time, and your relationships, now you must apply the same principle to your financial life. It's time to bring light, clarity, and order to this area. Create a system, a plan, a structure that gives you total control and awareness over this energy. Every cent you earn, spend, save, and invest should become a conscious decision, an intentional act perfectly aligned with your life purpose and the reality you are building. By doing this, by treating money with respect, order, and intention, you are sending an extremely powerful vibrational message to the universe. You are declaring, not with words but with actions, I am worthy of abundance. I am capable of managing great flows of energy with wisdom. I am ready to receive more because I know how to use this energy to create value and expand good in the world. Financial organization becomes the final proof of your mastery over the world of form, the seal of your ability to manifest on the material plane. When you pass this test, something profound shifts in your consciousness. You transcend the survival mindset, which is always focused on what's missing, and enter the consciousness of prosperity, which is focused on gratitude for what already exists and certainty about what is to come. You stop chasing money desperately and begin to attract it as a natural and effortless result of who you have become and the value you offer to the world. You understand that true wealth does not lie in accumulation, but in the constant flow of giving and receiving. Now that you've passed through all the tests, from organizing your space to mastering financial energy, the time has come to receive the full message, the final reward of this journey. But this transmission can only be fully decoded and integrated once you learn to consciously activate a state of being that the masters call the state of quantum coherence. The state of maximum power, activating quantum coherence. The state of quantum coherence represents the pinnacle of your transformation, the sublime moment when all the pieces of the puzzle of your existence fall into perfect harmony. It is the total and synergistic integration of all the elements you have diligently worked on so far. The order of your space, the mastery of your time, the purity of your relationships, the clarity of your purpose, the mastery of manifestation, the overcoming of your inner resistance, and the conscious control of your financial energy. When all these aspects of your life are aligned, vibrating together like a finely tuned orchestra, you create a unified and powerful energy field. This unified field becomes a vortex of creative power. a force that makes you virtually unstoppable in the pursuit of your goals. Thoth described this state as the perfect synchronization between the three centers of human power: the mind, the heart, and action. It is a state where there is no more inner conflict, no more dissonance between what you think, what you feel, and what you do. You become a fully integrated being, a pure, unobstructed channel for the expression of divine consciousness in the world. In this state of coherence, your mind is clear, sharp, and focused like a laser beam, free from the fog of doubt and worry. Your heart is open, constantly radiating the high frequencies of love, joy, and gratitude, acting as a powerful quantum magnet, and your actions in the physical world are in perfect alignment with your highest vision, carried out with precision, confidence, and no hesitation. You are no longer a house divided against itself. You are a unified and coherent force of nature. This is the state of being in which so-called miracles become common, and synchronicity becomes your standard way of life, your new normal. You think of something you need, and somehow it shows up in your life. You have a question on your mind, and the answer is revealed through a conversation, a book, or a sudden insight. You need someone's help, and that person calls you unexpectedly. You're no longer fighting against the current of life. You are flowing with it in a perfect dance of co-creation with the universe. This is the culminating moment, the grand reward of your transformational journey, the quantum leap. By learning to maintain the state of quantum coherence, you create such a strong and pure vibrational resonance with the timeline of your future self that the separation between the now and the there begins to dissolve. The distance between your current reality and the reality of your dreams collapses. You are no longer moving slowly toward your future. Your future is moving rapidly toward you, pulling you into a new dimension of existence where everything you've ever wanted is already a living truth. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is the fundamental mechanics of the universe. You merge with the higher version of yourself that once felt like a distant, unreachable dream. The struggle ends. The effort disappears. Life stops being a hard-fought battle and becomes a continuous, graceful expression of your divine purpose. A constant flow of creation, joy, and fulfillment. You are no longer trying to achieve success. You become the embodiment of success, abundance, and well-being in every area. In this new timeline, in this new reality, you do not live your dreams selfishly. You become, by the very nature of your being, a beacon of possibility for everyone around you. Your elevated energy, your unwavering clarity, and your manifested success become a living inspiration, a silent catalyst for the transformation of those who cross your path. People feel your presence and are somehow reminded of their own dormant potential. You finally understand, on a cellular level, that the original message you received from your future self, the one that began with the chaos in your life, was never just for you. It was a call to service, an invitation to become a messenger, to help awaken others to their own creative power and to the truth of who they really are. You become a conscious link in the golden chain of human consciousness evolution. An active and deliberate co-creator with universal intelligence. If you've made it this far, I want you to leave a comment with the phrase, "I accept change in my life," to show that you're part of this group that saw it through to the end. And if you'd like to support the channel more directly, there's a link in the pinned comment where you can contribute and help me spread even more content like this. Any support means a lot to me and to the growth of the channel. But know this, Just by watching all the way to the end, you've already helped me a lot. And you can also share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And before you go, I've prepared a special video for you. It's already on the screen now. Click on it and let's continue this journey together there.